Second match of the day. Day one of the German Darts Championship in Hildesheim. A win already for Richie Corner, seeing off the 2008 World Championship finalist Kirk Shepherd by 6 legs to 2. Right now, on the oche, a man who only made his European Tour debut last year in Riese, and a man who made the third round of that by hook or by crook. And up against Ryan Meikle today, a man making his European Tour debut, Paul Harvey. A man who's not making his European Tour debut this weekend, Dan Dawson.
Pleasure to be back on the European Tour. And a pleasure to be commentating on Paul Harvey's debut. Man from Nottinghamshire. Fine part of the world. Taking on the barber from Ipswich, Ryan Meikle. The man who hit a 9-darter in qualifying for this event. His first 9-darter in PDC Darts. That one, Ryan Meikle had a couple of 6-5 wins against Darren Brown from 5-2 down in that game as well. Did survive a dart from Darren Brown. That was the decider. He'd already beaten Robbie Green. Kong. Only 2 of the seeded players from qualifying made it through this event.
First. Game on.
Look at that graphic. Look at it move. It's like being on a spaceship. Ryan Meikle, Paul Harvey, off we go. Second game of the HappyBet German Darts Championship. Winner of this one will face Benito van der Pas, the number 4 seed.
It takes me back to early editions of Top of the Pops, that graphic movement. You watch it on
Let's hope that's the only thing
BBC 4.
That's in common with early editions of Top of the Pops.
Mind you, Ryan Meikle's products-laden hair.
Well, if you're a barber...
Drawing comparisons.
If you're a barber, you've got to put in some effort.
You've got to live up to the billing.
Yeah.
30.
Well, Paul Harvey, without a tour card, he's been limited to topping up the fields at Players' Championship events this year. He did also qualify for the UK Open, though, thanks in large to a run to the last 32 of the third qualifier. Beat Kim Huybrechts 6-2 in that one. So he does have a little bit of recent pedigree about him.
100.
Yeah, just snuck in to the UK Open with that 750 quid he won on that third qualifying event. Didn't get into the money stages in mind itself. Likewise, Ryan Meikle.
Did go close to securing his tour card. He reached the last 16 on day 1 at Q School, so effectively he was 2 wins away. It is a real battle when you're starting off with 512 players, for example. To get down to the latter stages is an achievement in itself. It's an arduous process.
140.
But he went down 5-0 to Steve Lennon in the end. Player who's showing promise on the development tour.
Chance of a breaker throw in the opening leg here for Meikle.
26. So on you require 64.
The 26-year-old steps up. 16 for tops. Double top for a 15-darter. 1-0 Ryan Meikle.
Second leg, Ryan to throw first. Game on.
Now, you mentioned Ryan Meikle's only other appearance on the European Tour. That was in Riese. You said by hook or by crook he made the final day of action, and it was a bit of a weird one.
It was. He had a huge slice of good fortune coming his way in the shape of Michael van Gerwen's withdrawal. That helped.
Yeah, so that got him through the second round game, having beaten Michael Rastovic 6-0.
Yeah.
As I recall... Paul Harvey with the first 180 of this contest.
I know what you're going to say here. In his European Tour debut, he started with a 1-5-1 checkout. Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, well, I was going to make reference to his finishing, which I recall being superb. And there was a big checkout. I'm not sure he missed a double again until like the last leg or something like that. I'd have to watch that game back, but as I recall, Ryan Meikle was quite stunning with his finishing.
6 from 10.
140.
6 from 7, there you go.
6 from 10.
6 from 10, sorry.
Yeah. Rastovic, on the other hand, had 13 missed doubles in that match as well, so that was the flip side, but yeah.
I'd like to talk up Ryan's excellence rather than Michael Rastovic's failure.
Yeah. 2 sides to every story. I think we'll focus on that one. But yeah, then handed a bye after the withdrawal of Michael van Gerwen, and eventually he fell at the hands of Jordi Meivisa,
who himself had received a bye because I think Darrell Gurney had withdrawn, so they both won their first round game and then both found themselves in the final day of action playing against each other, replacing the quarterfinals. It was Jordi Meivisa who managed to come through that. As Meikle looking at the 19s, because 5 of them would have left 170. It could still be... Yeah, that's exactly what he's got.
Ball you require 136.
Harvey's just stolen a march. 136 left after 3 visits. He's not going to take it out, so Meikle will get a go at the 170.
96.
Treble 20, treble 20. Bullseye is the only way to go. You've got no other option, right? That won't work.
57. Ball you require 40.
Well, Harvey here with a chance to break back
Sure,
straight away, and he takes it at the first time of asking. And we'll level at 1 apiece.
Third leg, Paul to throw first. Game on.
So as always here on the European Tour, we've got the 16 seeded players entering the fray at the second round stage. That's tomorrow. So the number 4 seed Benito van der Pas awaits the winner of this one. The guys you've seen in action today have all come through some sort of qualifying event. So we've got the UK qualifiers, which saw these guys make it through. We've got the European qualifiers, were held last night, as were the host nation qualifiers. But we've also had 2 more qualifying events.
Might I emphasise that was the South and West Europe qualifiers last night,
yes.
given the restructuring of the format here.
Exactly. Nicely clarified malarkey. So we've got a Baltic and Nordic qualifier,
which was won by Veo Vinica, who's on stage next against Dave Pallett, by the way.
And we've also got a Eastern European qualifier,
which was not only won by Krzysztof Ratajski, but it was a weekend dominated by him because he won all 3 qualifiers.
It was,
for the first 3 European Tour events of the year.
And what, if he's going to carry on doing that, imagine he made all 12.
As weekends in Budapest go, that was a very productive one.
Well, were we to make all 12, even if he never won a game on the European Tour, that's still 12 grand.
Yeah.
That'll get him in the European Championships. That's another few grand. You're looking at closing in on Worlds qualification just by winning these qualifying events.
It's opened doors for him. Well, not just for him, but
81.
Yeah, there are those that certainly benefit, and maybe those that don't benefit so much.
Well, I mean, you look at the players he's beat. Janos Vargsha is one of the guys he beat. He beat him twice over those 3 qualifying events. And Janos Vargsha, you might remember, became the first Hungarian to play on the European Tour last year. Qualified by beating Barney. So it's not like he's beating complete mugs. As Harvey looks at the 147, it's on. Treble 17. You just next door into the treble 3. Meikle quite some distance behind though, so you would think Harvey will just look to set this up and give himself potentially 3 darts for the leg.
8 remaining, so he's just having a word with George. Yep. Yeah, that's tied up very nicely. Double 12 has left himself there. Barney, by the way, you mentioned, took part in the UK qualifiers because of the clash with last night's Premier League action, so he couldn't take part in the South and West European qualifiers. 59. So he took part in the UK qualifiers for this, but didn't make it through.
Short to third leg.
But Paul Harvey makes it through the third leg
to throw first.
by taking out double 12, and he's turned things around here to lead by 2 legs to 1. By the way, 9-dart finish for Ryan Meikle in qualifying, as he mentioned, against Robbie Green. 2 6-5 wins he had, so he was put through the ringer a little bit in qualifying. The other one was against Darren Brown.
Yeah, Paul Harvey saw off Jamie Caven, 6-2, and Paul Rowley in a 6-3 win.
140.
And as I was saying, these qualifying events, the UK qualifiers, they do seed them. And I think this may be the fewest number of seeds we've had make it through. Just the 2 seeds.
Just the 2.
100.
Those 2 seeds being?
I'll get back to you.
Chris Dobie is one of them.
Mervyn King must be one of them.
Yeah, there you go.
100.
I've been doing my homework.
We'll be seeing both those guys in action tonight. The King, former winner on the European Tour, taking on Michael Rastovitz, hoping that he has a better time of it than in Riesa in round 1 against Ryan Meikle, who fires in his first 180.
Yeah, Mervyn King's and Dobie as well, but Mervyn King, just exactly the sort of player you want to avoid. What is he, 21 on the order of merit or something? And still a very capable player.
Had a run to a final on the Pro Tour just the other weekend as well. Yeah. In a bit of form. Oh, look at this. Oh, bullseye for a 125, bull 25 bull.
100.
Almost the first champagne moments of the weekend from Ryan Meikle there. But he's still in good shape to take this 4th leg to level the match once again, unless Harvey can just apply a bit of pressure here, which he's certainly doing.
130, Ryan, you require 25.
He's looking for the treble 15 there, Harvey. Slips into the single 10. Still 2 darts for the leg for Meikle to level it up. Double six.
He shot at the full flag.
Lovely stuff. 2 apiece.
Yeah, it's a good match this. It's
Fifth leg Paul to throw first.
flipping from one side to the other. Both players having their moments where they're just stringing some good darts together, but Meikle responding in kind once again then. And Harvey off to a flyer again here with another 180. Did you see the Richie Corner episode?
Oh, it was special, wasn't it? This isn't bad either.
120.
Oh, he's had that one bounce out. Not sure if he caught the flight or where that actually impacted.
Ross Smith has already been given a mention, by the way.
Yeah.
We can't go a European Tour, well, a European Tour campaign, let alone an event.
100.
Can't go through a game on the European Tour without mentioning Ross Smith. Nobody else is throwing any 9-darters. Haven't done for years.
29th of June 2013 forever will go down as our Ross Smith Day.
55.
Yeah, Meikle, one of 11 players to have come up with a 9-dart finish this year. We've had 12. Van Goen coming up with 2 in one match.
59.
And most of them have been commentated on by Chris Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm not bitter.
I loved your Ronnie Hybrids one, by the way.
Uh-oh.
That was my favourite.
Ronnie Hybrick's 9-darter counts as 10 9-darters. So we may never see the like again. Harvey on a bogey number. Can't take this out, but he can set it up. Ooh. 75 off, so 87 remaining. Down for the treble 17. Oh.
126.
Can't set it up much better than that, Paul.
Yeah, even George Noble seemed a bit surprised by that. Just took a moment just to double check, but he's down to double 18. Looking at maybe 19 here, yep.
99. We require 36.
Double 18 for a 3-2 lead. And there it is.
The
13 dart leg from Paul Harvey.
6th leg Ryan to throw first. Game on.
His finishing has been exemplary today. Harvey just straying into the wrong bed.
96.
Not Mr. Darts at a double so far, Harvey, so that's the warning sign for Meikle. If he does get into the business end of things first, the likelihood is, or what he's done so far suggests, he will finish the job. So Meikle knows there's some pressure on here because he has to get himself into pole position first, especially on his throw.
He set the shots up pretty well as well.
As he's doing here.
190.
Third 180 of the match for Paul Harvey. Lots to admire about him so far. Am I right in saying, by the way, his wife's a fairly good player?
Is it Helen?
Helen Harvey.
Yes, I believe so. I believe you've probably read similar things.
But I'm wary of what I read sometimes.
Well, yeah. In this era of fake news, I mean, admittedly, I'm not really sure what agenda you're promoting by creating fake news articles about Nottinghamshire dart players.
Yeah.
55.
I think it's probably a fair bet. You read about the heady days of his 2010 Lincolnshire Open victory as well.
I did, actually.
And his run to the Torremolinos Open
74
the following year. What times. Well, Paul Harvey hasn't missed a dart at a double. And he's not going to get a dart at a double here. Meikle has set this up very nicely. He'll come back looking at double 10 to make it a level game again. Never more than a leg between them in this one. And this for 3 apiece. Double 5, can't miss inside. Doesn't miss inside. Ryan Meikle, 3-3.
Yeah, really good match this. Bubbling up nicely.
Game on.
Yeah, that success in Torremolinos really vindicating or justifying his decision to switch his focus from Benidorm the week before. Really gave him the right mindset. This is the right mindset once again.
180.
4 180s in 6 and a bit legs for Paul Harvey. Just the one maximum for Ryan Meikle.
140.
Standard is well, very, very high indeed already for a first round match. These two, average of over 100 at the moment for Harvey.
60.
Well, all parts of his game are going well. He's not missed a dart at a double. He's hit 4 180s. And he's set up the shots at the back end of legs pretty well. You know, a couple of trebles in a visit to leave himself 3 clear darts at a double. He's only had to take out, 36 tops and 24 because he set it up nicely.
And he's in business again here, just having a check of his score, and he stayed true to the 20s there. Certainly has the hallmarks of a 11-leg match.
95 for you, 121.
Well, Harvey is making it very, very difficult for Meikle to break him. And Meikle is going to have to break him at some point.
41.
Just the 41, but should guarantee himself 1 dart at the double. Just for once, Paul Harvey not setting it up nicely. And there's an opportunity here for Meikle, but he's got to find 2 trebles here.
Yeah, strange as well that we had 2 breaks at the very start of the match and then no sign of one since.
81. We require 80.
Treble 20 for double 10. Another one of those for double top. Just over the top of it. Oh, he's just gone next door.
50.
Now.
Right, you require 127.
It's no gimme, but it's gettable.
Certainly is.
Even more gettable now. Bullseye for 4-3.
88. We require 30.
Oh,
Well, just a little let off here for Harvey. And double
A shot
15,
and a
4 from 4 on his doubles.
A flag Ryan to throw first. $137.
Winner of this to face Benito van der Pas, by the way, in the second round tomorrow. Van der Pas coming into this tournament
81.
as the number 4 seed.
Yeah, Michael van Gerwen, the number 1 seed, as you would expect. Benito van der Pas, number 4, as Meikle looks to fill it up for his second maximum. And that'll do very nicely for the man from Ipswich.
Ooh,
83.
Strayed into the wrong bed there as well, so maybe something for Meikle to seize upon here. Not quite sure what's happening with the graphics at the moment. We'll try and rectify that for you in due course, but that'll do in the meantime.
Well, he's on an 11 darter, I can tell you that much. It'll be 4 for tops or 12 for double 16. This will just make him think it's a 5th maximum for Paul Harvey.
44.
Tops it is. There it is. It is an 11 darter. That's as good as we've seen in this one. It makes it 4 apiece, but Harvey still has the advantage of throwing first in 2 of the 3 remaining legs.
What a tussle this is. It's a really good match. It's very, very, well, absorbing. Easily to find yourself involved in this one.
137. $100.
Well, Meikle would have come into this, I would imagine, as the favourite with the bookies, because he is in a bit of form. We've seen quite a bit of him. He's played more PDC darts than Paul Harvey has. He obviously threw the 9 darter in qualifying. He won his first development tour in February, and he looks like a player on the up. There's been a few people around darts I've spoken to who have pointed him out as being a potentially exciting player.
And he's from Suffolk, let's face it.
There's been plenty of great dart players from Suffolk. See him one later. Merv.
Plenty more to come.
100.
Well, it's the man from Nottinghamshire who is rattling another 180.
6 maximums for Paul Harvey. You have not seen a man from Nottinghamshire this good with arrows since Robin Hood.
There we are.
60.
118 remain for 5-4. 98, so stay there for double 19. He's not happy about it, but... Okay, so treble 18.
58.
Meikle not on a finish.
Yeah, 201 he requires here just to fill you in the absence of the graphics for the time being.
105.
So
we require 60.
20 for double top. Now, he had a little bit of bother when he was trying to take out the 80, but there's plenty of room over to the left-hand side. He's gone straight over the top of it anyway.
Ninth flag, Paul Harvey.
And that is 5-4. Harvey is one leg away.
Well, Harvey hesitated there. He wasn't sure if it was in, but it was pretty plumb to me. And what's that? 5 from 5 now? Oh, sorry, 5 from 6.
Yes, yeah. The one that he missed went just next door in the double 5.
Yeah.
And then he took out double 15 with his next dart anyway, so it's been very good. He's averaging just under 100, Paul Harvey. Meikle is averaging nearly 95, and look at this, that is 7.
Make that over 100. One leg away. Meikle has to respond, and he's doing precisely that here.
190.
That's the third 180 of the match for Meikle.
10 in total, surely. Look at this, Paul Harvey. Oh, it's just next door. Closing in on the record, I believe.
135.
The Euro Tour record 9, Michael Smith. I believe that might be the case.
Well,
140.
He's running out of perhaps opportunities to eclipse that record, but he won't really mind about that as long as he gets through here.
140.
He'll be hoping, of course, this is the last leg.
121.
But it's Meikle who's down to a finish first.
Has to be 11 ball. Bullseye, missed this earlier, got to go this time. Doesn't go.
73. All you require, 46.
46, 2 match darts you would think for Paul Harvey. He's not missed much today, double top. The Nottinghamshire man has put in a superb display. He's averaged in excess of 100. It's more around the 103 mark from Paul Harvey. He has absolutely battered Ryan Meikle, who tried to stand up to him and just could not quite summon it up. Cracking game, 6-4 win, 7 180s for Paul Harvey. He will face Benito van der Pas, and Big Ben is going to have his hands full if Harvey plays like that. Coming up next, it's the man from Shropshire, David Pallett, taking on the Finn, Vejo Rinneker.
Bekommt es dort mit Benito van der Pas zu tun. Applaus für Ryan Meikle. Paul. So, hier kommt er mir nicht von der Bühne. Paul, no problem at all. Just want to say congratulations. Happy with that game. I mean, you just came to the PDC and now won your first match on that stage. That's a good result.
Absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon. Over the moon.
Are you used to play in front of a crowd like that?
No. I'm used to playing in front of crowds, but it's just brilliant. I love it.
Benito van der Pas is your next opponent, number 4 seeded. So you need to find the next gear, I would say.
I'll find it. I know Benito when it was like there, because he's like 6'7", something like that now. I remember him when he was a kid.
Okay. So looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. Paul Harvey.